Greetings, dear clients. Dear subscribers, this is Ison Company with you. In this video, we will have an in-depth review of two PTZ surveillance camera systems, Ison Krid Pro and Ison Krid Pro X. These are ready-made systems based on the Ison IP PTZ PT5 cameras. This model features an 18 times optical zoom. And the second model, the Ison Krid Pro X, is a ready-made system that includes PT7 cameras, and this model has a 36 times zoom. Accordingly, today we are talking about the ready-made Ison Krid Pro surveillance systems. These are complete kits that include everything necessary for connecting the models with 18 times zoom. And we will also go over the connection of the Krid Pro X surveillance systems. It's essentially the same, just with a 36 times zoom. We have already done a separate review of the Ison 50S PTZ PT7 surveillance camera. This is the model with a 36 times zoom. Be sure to watch it in full if you haven't seen it yet. In this video, we are focusing more on connecting ready-made Krid Pro and Krid Pro X surveillance systems. We will also go over all the interesting features and unique aspects of these surveillance cameras. So overall, it's worth mentioning that these are the most powerful surveillance cameras available in terms of coverage area. These cameras come with either 18 or 36 times zoom. Such zoom allows the cameras to cover very large areas. These are PTZ cameras that can rotate left, right, up and down. They can rotate 355 degrees, have built-in analytics, and can track people and vehicles. They feature a powerful modern infrared illumination up to 120 meters, a built-in microphone and a speaker. In other words, this is the absolute top tier. And a popular question is, which model should you choose? The one with 18 times zoom or 36 times zoom? The answer here is quite simple. Of course, it comes down to your budget. Those whose budget allows go for the Krid Pro X models, they can see about twice as far. It should be noted right away that these types of surveillance cameras are mainly purchased for large areas. So for example, if it's a private house, it's for a plot larger than 10 sotkas, or for industrial sites, warehouses or parking lots. In other words, it makes sense to install such cameras where a large area needs to be covered. One of the most important features that set these surveillance cameras apart from competitors is that they use a Sony sensor inside. And this is not a copy, not a replica, not a fake from AliExpress. It is an original Sony sensor. The sensor is what is inside the camera, and it determines 90% of the image quality and the camera's durability. These surveillance cameras are naturally the most expensive in the Ison lineup. At the same time, they are quite cost-effective because a single surveillance camera of this class can replace at least 5 regular cameras thanks to its ability to cover a much larger area. They are also often purchased together with simpler regular surveillance cameras. For example, you can install cameras around the perimeter of your property, place 1 or 2 larger cameras, and they will monitor your perimeter, keep track of people and vehicles, and generally cover the entire area to provide clear detail on specific objects when needed. Some people choose to build their entire surveillance system using only these cameras. For example, let's say you have a large industrial or manufacturing site. You install 4 cameras at the corners, and as a result, you get complete coverage of your property. The camera can see every point, features smart tracking, and has powerful night vision up to 120 meters. This kind of capability is not available in regular surveillance cameras. In regular cameras, the simplest ones have a range of 15 to 20 meters. Slightly more expensive models might reach 30, 40, or even 50 meters. But only cameras like these offer night vision up to 120 meters. Another popular use case is in apartment buildings, for example, if your apartment is on the 8th or 9th floor and you want to keep an eye on your car. Only this type of surveillance camera can handle such a task. So let's talk about a complete system, what it includes and why you might need it at all. These surveillance cameras can also operate independently, but there are some nuances. This is only convenient in cases where you need just one surveillance camera at your property. But if you need several cameras, you inevitably come to the conclusion that you need a video recorder, which accordingly connects multiple surveillance cameras together. And you can assemble such a surveillance system based on the Ison Krid Pro model. This model, let me remind you, has an 18 times zoom, and based on the Ison Krid Pro X models, which have a 36 times zoom. Right now, we are reviewing a surveillance system with a single camera. It includes the Ison NVR04 PoE recorder. It has 4 camera inputs, so with this model you can add up to 3 more PoE cameras. All Ison IP PoE surveillance cameras are compatible. There are a huge number of types, more than 50 models. In general, the Krid Pro and Krid Pro X systems come in all configurations, from 1 to 64 cameras. So these are fully ready-to-use kits. And all configurations are available both with and without a hard drive. A hard drive is a device that is installed inside the video recorder, and it is the device where the archive is recorded. In configurations without a hard drive, there will be no recording. Only live viewing is possible. People often ask if they can use a regular computer hard drive. Only specialized hard drives designed for video surveillance systems can be used in video surveillance. If you use any other type, your equipment will automatically lose its warranty. If you have a hard drive left over from your old video surveillance system, yes, you can use it here as well. Remember that before installation you must format it, otherwise recording will not start. If you purchase a kit with a hard drive included, then you don't need to format or configure anything. Just take it out of the box, plug it in, and everything works. That's actually the advantage of ready-made video surveillance systems. They're fully adapted for self-installation. So even if yesterday you had no idea what video surveillance is, with this ready-made solution, you can install it all by yourself, without overpaying specialized installation companies. They're adapted for this purpose, the cable is ready, and you don't need to set any IP addresses. On one end, you connect your camera, and on the other end, you connect the video recorder. If you need smart analytics or auto tracking options, just watch our video tutorial and you'll be able to connect them yourself. There's also technical support available, working 6 days a week. People often ask about the hard drive. How long will the archive last on a standard hard drive? By default, it always comes with 1 terabyte. Let's break it down using the example of a 4-camera video surveillance system. If we take 4 cameras, the archive on a standard 1 terabyte hard drive will last about a week with continuous recording and 2 to 3 weeks if recording by motion sensor. You can install up to 10 terabytes at most. This system comes with built-in artificial intelligence. It can record based on motion detection. The motion sensor can be adjusted for sensitivity, and you can set the area where the motion sensor will be triggered. The system can send notifications to your smartphone when the motion sensor is triggered. Naturally, it goes without saying that you have full control from your smartphone. From your phone, you can control all the camera's movements and options, zoom in, and listen to audio. Two-way audio works here, meaning there is a built-in speaker and you can say something to the person on the other side of the camera. There's also an important feature here. You can remotely view the archive from the hard drive using your phone, tablet or computer, not just the live feed. And one more point regarding connecting a surveillance camera without a recorder. This is a rather inconvenient aspect as it requires a separate power supply unit to be connected. When we talk about a ready-made surveillance system, the connection here is done via PoE. This is a technology that transmits power over a single cable. It comes included right here in the kit. This is a specialized branded Ison cable, and to connect it, you simply need to plug the camera into the RG45 port on one end, and on the other end, connect it to the video recorder. And with this single cable, video, power, audio, and all PTZ functions, that is control and zoom functions, are transmitted. And if you connect the camera without a recorder, you end up in a situation where you need to install a separate power supply unit near the camera. Plus, you need to connect it to your switch with a cable. But with a ready-made kit, the connection is much simpler. The Ison Krid Pro video surveillance system, as well as the Krid Pro X model, comes with the camera itself, which has a bracket here, and there's a safety cable for easier installation. We haven't activated it right now. The kit includes a bracket which also serves to protect your connectors. So the connection is made right here inside the bracket itself. For regular surveillance cameras, you usually have to buy a mounting base separately, and they're not cheap. But here it's essentially included because the camera itself is designed with this feature in mind. Also, each camera comes with an 18-meter cable. The package includes protective caps, mounting hardware for our camera, a mouse for controlling the video recorder, and a power supply that powers both itself and our surveillance camera. Let's take a look at the video recorder itself. Here on the front panel we can see 3 indicator lights, a hard drive indicator, an internet indicator, and a power indicator. If everything is working properly, these lights will be on or blinking. Here we can see a USB port. It's convenient to connect a mouse or a flash drive here to transfer information. On the back side we see 4 LAN ports which are used to connect cameras. Here we see a network port. This is where you connect your router to enable the option of remote viewing from your phone. Alternatively, you can connect the video recorder to your network here. If you have a home or office network, you can also connect the video recorders through the network and control all the camera functions accordingly. Here there is an analog input for connecting an analog microphone and an analog output. This is an additional option provided in these recorders. In this system, it is not used because there is already a built-in digital microphone. There are VGA and HDMI ports here for connecting to monitors. I always recommend using the HDMI port. That way you can view video from the cameras in maximum 2K resolution. The recommended models are Ison 27 and 32 inches when it comes to monitors. What exactly is a surveillance monitor? It's a specialized monitor that never has conflicts when displaying the camera grid for video surveillance when you need to have, say, 4 or 8 cameras shown on the monitor and you are watching the video. With regular TVs or standard monitors, conflicts often occur. The grid might display incorrectly or be distorted. Sometimes this can be adjusted and sometimes it can't. That's why there are specialized monitors for video surveillance. Additionally, they are always built with a higher durability because they are designed to operate 24/7. Control panels with joysticks are also often purchased together with Krid Pro X systems and PT5 and PT7 AI cameras. We also have a separate review on our channel. This same review is available on the product page. These are specialized convenient control panels where you can use the joystick to rotate and the camera will quickly move around your site exactly as you need. Plus, you can set patrol points and viewing points there. So for example, if you press point 2, the camera will immediately focus where you previously set it, and then if you press point 6, it will instantly look in another direction. There is also a USB port here for connecting a mouse or a flash drive, as well as a power connector. In other words, the whole system is very easy to connect. We simply take out the power supply unit. Here we have the plug, so we connect the power here accordingly. Here we connect the surveillance camera, connect it via HDMI, and also connect it to the internet right away so that you have the option of remote viewing from your phone. This is not a mandatory option. The system can work with control from the video recorder through a monitor, or it can be controlled from your computer. So the option to connect to the internet is only necessary if we want to remotely view video and control the image from our surveillance camera using a phone, tablet, or computer. This camera comes in a metal housing, has an IP66 protection rating, is dust and moisture resistant, and operates at temperatures from -60 to +55 degrees. It is versatile, it's in color, and it can be installed both indoors and outdoors. It can withstand any rain or snow. People often ask what additional accessories need to be purchased with this camera or with the Ison Krid Pro or Ison Krid Pro X systems. Usually, when we review standard cameras, we always start with the mounting base for surveillance cameras. This is one of those rare cases where you don't need to spend extra money or buy anything because everything has already been provided by the manufacturer. It is recommended to connect the video surveillance system to an uninterruptible power supply with a voltage surge protection option right away. A voltage surge can be caused by any nearby strong thunderstorm. Video surveillance is low voltage equipment. HD uses 12 volts, while IPPO uses 48 or 52 volts. Low voltage equipment burns out much more easily and quickly during voltage surges, especially compared to regular household appliances like TVs or refrigerators. That's why it's recommended to connect it right away to protect your equipment. Of course, these surveillance cameras are equipped with the latest WDR and DNR technologies. WDR is a technology that eliminates the problem of poor or improper lighting. I've told you many times before, this is essentially a mandatory technology in surveillance cameras, because no matter where you install your camera, several times a day you'll encounter situations where sunlight hits the lens or, on the contrary, a shadow falls across it. And cameras that don't have this technology will become useless at those moments. That is, people's faces will appear black, car license plates will be black, and you won't be able to see anything. WDR technology is the technology that solves this problem. And this is real WDR, not a copy, not a replica, not a fake from AliExpress, of which unfortunately there are a lot on the market right now. Overall, all Ison equipment is premium quality equipment. It also features 3DNR technology, a technology that reduces noise, meaning static or graininess during night shooting.
Now let's take a look at the DVR control menu. Here we need to select the language. Here the system prompts us to enter the password. The default password on all the DVRs is Ison12345. Click Login here, and we need to check the time. Check the time zone to match the current time zone. Click Next. This is the network settings of the DVR. This is necessary if you immediately connect the recorder to your network. Here are the network settings for all cameras. Click Next. All hard disks will be displayed here. Hard disks should be used with SATA 2, SATA 3 connectors for video surveillance systems. Click Next. Here the system prompts us to change the password and ask control questions. We will not do it now. Click Exit. All our cameras are displayed here. You can move the mouse, and here we have hints and quick menu items. For example, PTZ is for rotating cameras. Zoom button, that is zooming in on the footage. Here you can enable audio that supports your surveillance cameras, which you connect such. 2 times click the mouse to expand the window to full screen. Also click twice to go back. Right-click to open the menu. Here, for example, you can customize the display of the number of cameras you want. Let's click to exit full screen mode in order to see the main menu. There are a lot of different functions and settings here. I will show you the main ones that you will probably use. On the top, we have the main buttons. Here we have now open view mode. On the left, CCTV cameras. Here respectively display. Also customize as you need. Here is the button archive here. Select the desired camera on the left. Select the date on the calendar. Below displays the selected day from 0 to 24 hours. Here you can display only motion recording. You can speed up the video. Then in the search section, you can save the information to a USB flash card before you need to insert it into any USB port of the recorder. Also select the surveillance camera. Select the date. Click on the button to save the video to a USB flash drive. Here are all the same settings that we have already seen. There are also additional settings, such as user settings. Here you can create several users so that then you can keep track of who went into the menu recorder and what did with the system. Here is a system of alerts about different events. Also all standard can be configured. Here network settings. On the P2P tab, you can configure the option to view the image from a smartphone. There is also an email tab here. In this item, you can configure email notifications that triggered the motion sensor. Here are the camera settings that we have already seen, and also WASD menu settings. For example, you can specify the names for each camera. Here are the recording settings for each camera. In this item, you can choose how to record your CCTV cameras constantly, by motion sensor or by schedule. We recommend that all our customers immediately put all CCTV cameras in motion sensor recording mode. Here is the DVR maintenance button. You can use it to get basic information and also to update the device. In the upper right corner, there is also a button to turn off and restart the DVR.
Now I will show you how to install and set up the application on your smartphone for remote viewing. The instructions are absolutely the same for all Apple devices, meaning on iPhone 10, 15, 16, it's all exactly the same, as well as for all Google devices and all Android devices. It's all absolutely the same. Download the app through the App Store or Google Market called BitVision. You enter the BitVision app, click on the 3 lines in the top left. Here, click on Login. Now, click on First, Login. And here you click on the registration button. Complete the registration. It's a fairly simple registration. You need to provide your email, password, nothing to worry about. I am already registered. After you have registered, click on the Login button. Click on the 3 lines again. Go to the Device Manager. And here in the bottom right, you click on the plus sign. 3 options are offered for how to add your video recorder. The simplest option is to click the bottom item, LAN Search. This means that a network search will be performed automatically. Here, my video recorder is displayed immediately. I click on it. Here we need to enter the device name. You can specify something arbitrary, for example, home. The username is always admin, in lowercase. And the password. Here, enter the one you specified during initial registration, that is, the password. From your video recorder, I see the camera display. And let's go through the main settings. I can double-click on the camera to display 4 cameras at once. Similarly, set up all the cameras connected to your video recorder. I can rotate the phone 90 degrees to display the camera in full screen. I can pinch to zoom in on the image for software zoom, rotating the phone back
There are also quick buttons below the screen. The first is to take a screenshot. The second is to record video online right now. Next, this button allows you to listen to the audio from the surveillance camera. The following button displays a certain number of cameras you want to show at once. I will leave it at 1 for now. The BD button is for switching modes. Right now we clicked on HD and can see how the quality has changed, meaning we are viewing in maximum quality and can see how clear the image has become. By default, BD is set for traffic saving, so you see the situation and understand what is happening. If you want to view this moment in maximum detail, you click on HD. Below, there are also playback, close, and share buttons. I will show you the main feature that you will use, which is viewing. Click on the 3 lines in the top left, and here select playback. Here, you also select the camera that will be connected, and at the bottom, a bar will appear, and you simply swipe with your finger to choose the event you want to view. For example, you see that yesterday at there was some movement at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you just swipe your finger here, and automatic playback starts. That is, in this way you can not only view the image online from your phone, but also see what happened. You can quickly send this information to your phone to take it to law enforcement or do something else with this information.